Welcome back, heroes! This is part 2 of my two-part series. You can find the link to part 1 in the description below. Today we will speak about heroes and skills, magic and spells, game elements and general info about Olden Era. We will have a look at some hero portraits from the Temple faction, the adventure map's current user interface, 4 spells in action, and the different fog of war settings. I will also briefly touch on the concerns that many of you have expressed in the last video's comment section. I have actually planned detailed videos about these concerns, along with another special surprise video. Stay tuned for that. I also want to thank all viewers for subscribing to the channel. Your support really means a lot to me. And now, let's get started. The devs stated the following: Olden Era builds mainly on familiar mechanics from Heroes 3 and Heroes 5. These classic features are adapted, improved, and expanded to create a more evolved version of the game. Let's talk about heroes. There is a new system for learning skills. Each hero can now have sub-skills, similar to Heroes 4 and Heroes 5. The devs explained that in Heroes 5, the skill system was impressive, with many sub-skills and connections later organized into a skill wheel. However, the system was also very complex and required the skill wheel to use effectively, even for experienced players. In Olden Era, each main skill will have 5 sub-skills. They can enhance the main skill, expand its functionality, or provide something entirely different. The devs explained that sub-skill can be really effective if you plan your hero build well and create good combinations. For example, one sub-skill of a magic skill restores more mana each day, which is great for mages, while another boosts movement points, useful for support heroes. Some skills even provide exclusive spells or powerful damage bonuses. Speaking about skills, the dev touched on the diplomacy skill. Diplomacy allows heroes to recruit neutral creatures they encounter on the map, potentially bringing powerful forces into their armies without a fight. Yet, the devs changed the formula so that it is not overpowered any longer, ensuring players can dominate simply by acquiring large armies throughout diplomacy. A less popular skill, like Eagle Eye, remains in the game, but now it's a reworked sub-skill rather than a separate main skill. Game's classes, as seen in previous games, will be split into warriors and mages, and each class will have their own special ability. In Heroes 5, every hero could do a basic attack on their turn. In Olden Era, warriors will have a similar attack, but mages will get a different special ability, which hasn't been revealed yet. The intention is to offer different gameplay experiences for warriors and mages, so the class you choose will change how you play. All heroes will have specializations like in other Heroes games. And the devs attempt to make them more distinct and interesting. For example, heroes who specialize in magic might begin with a specific spell, which will also have unique effects tied to that spell. When you enter the tavern, you can choose from 2 heroes with an army, just like in Heroes 3. There will be also a 3rd hidden slot for a lost hero. This slot is only for the hero you already have, so they won't be replaced by new heroes at the start of a new week like in Heroes 3. Magic and spells. has been reworked in Olden Era. Unlike in Heroes 3, where magic was divided into elemental categories like earth, water, fire, and air, Olden Era organizes spells into different schools of magic. These schools are balanced, and the spells within them can be rebalanced in the future if needed. As for the names of the magic schools, some have been revealed: Daylight Magic, Nightshade Magic, Arcane Magic, and Primal Magic. There is also a new concept called neutral magic, which comes from sources other than mage guilds. For example, the magic arrow spell, which in Heroes 3 could be learned by all schools, now belongs exclusively to neutral magic, not to any of the basic schools. And in case you didn't get a spell in your mage guild, you might purchase it using expensive resources. Mage guilds will have 5 levels of spells, and some spells are linked to specific skills, meaning they can be learned outside of mage guilds. Let's have a look at 3 spells that have been revealed so far. The adventure map camera cannot be rotated as in Heroes 5. The developers aimed for the map to resemble Heroes 2 and Heroes 3. While players can zoom in and out significantly, they wanted to ensure that rotating the camera isn't necessary to view the map clearly. Everything should be easy to read from a fixed angle. There will be different graphic settings like adjusting brightness and contrast to make objects on the map easy to see. In the following footage, we can see the UI of the adventure map. There might be changes and updates to that, since this is a footage from an early game build. There are 3 types of fog of war: the paper style from the trailer, a classic starfield, and a cloudy option. Players can choose any of these that they prefer. Just like in previous Heroes of Might and Magic games, artifacts play a significant role in Olden Era as well. Artifacts are special items that heroes can equip to boost their abilities or stats. In Olden Era, players can collect various artifact sets, and when multiple pieces from the same set are equipped, they grant additional bonuses. That means the more pieces from a set you equip, the more bonuses you unlock, similar to Heroes 5. In Heroes 3, you needed the complete set in order to get the additional bonuses. Artifacts can be upgraded using a special resource. Devs will share details later. The game will reintroduce beloved features like the Grail, a powerful structure from previous games, but with modifications, to make them more balanced and accessible compared to previous Heroes games. Creature banks return. A creature bank is a location where you may fight against guards. When you prevail, you receive a reward, which might include creatures. In Heroes 3, if you beat the creature bank Griffin Conservatory, you will receive angels. In Olden Era, creature banks will reward units from all factions. Transporting troops. In Heroes 3, you needed to use heroes to transport your troops. In Heroes 4 and 5, caravans were introduced. In Olden Era, there will be methods to move troops and artifacts across the map. There will be an outpost building where players can store troops and artifacts, which can be picked up at any other outpost. Players who prefer traditional methods can still use hero chaining. Resources. The team retained all the types of resources known from Heroes 3 because they believe it adds enjoyable complexity and depth to the game. The game will have AI that acts like an average player from Heroes 3. The AI will know about main heroes and transport heroes and will be hard to fool with single unit stacks. The developers are also testing different AI behaviors for different unit types, so dragons will be smarter than peasants. To ease new players into the game, there will be a robust tutorial and a reference guide. To address the long duration of competitive matches, Olden Era will include features like simultaneous turns and a chess-like timer system. These elements aim to reduce downtime and keep gameplay engaging and dynamic. The dev team plans to release regular updates and, depending on the success, further expansions, including new factions, units, and maps to keep the game evolving post-launch. And there won't be any microtransactions. During early access, players won't need Ubisoft Connect. The devs mentioned that Ubisoft made this decision, yet they can only guarantee that the Steam Early Access version won't need it. There are plans to implement a mod support system, enabling the community to create and share their own content. The game will be available in the second half of 2025 on Steam as an early access title for PC. No other platforms have been announced yet. Olden Era will be easy to learn, hard to master, a recipe that makes strategy games great and ensures long-term replayability. To conclude this video, let's have a brief look at concerns about Olden Era. First off, thank you for your valuable engagement in the comment section of my last video. I've read through the comments, and a great deal of the concerns have been about the art style in Olden Era. That is understandable, since every player has their own preference and imagination about modernized visuals. The devs certainly had their vision of modernized graphics as well, and I want to speak in more detail about that in a future video. Since the devs did share some information about the visuals in Olden Era, I need to take my time to do more research about it and dive deeper into it. I will present to you my findings. There were also quite some comments about the issue of bleeding skeletons on the battlefield. I am pretty sure the devs will address the bleeding, since they have a lot of time until the game is published. The footage I received must be from an early game build, and I agree, skeletons probably should not bleed when they have no blood left in their body. I've also seen the feedback regarding Ubisoft, given their ownership of the Heroes of Might and Magic franchise, and the distrust that many players have towards their involvement. That is also understandable, especially when it comes to the last two parts of the Heroes franchise, when parts 6 and 7 were published in an unfinished state. Is there yet a chance with Olden Era? I really believe so. And in my very next video, I will talk in more detail about Ubisoft and Olden Era's chance to revive the franchise that we cherished for such a long time. Thank you all for watching. This is Anna with Heroes Take Turns. Farewell until we meet again.